There's a lot of issues, obviously legal ramifications for what those guys did. Very, very foolish, very dumb to ever broadcast anything relating to harming a current president of the United States. It's a felony if you do it. I recommend everyone, don't even consider joking around about harming a president. And you could take that as legal advice. I don't care where you are. Do never, ever, 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 never consider even coming close to making a joke when you're coming through airport security and when you're talking about harming a current sitting president of the United States. Very, very dumb. I had forgot that within that was a threat against Joe Biden. I mean, they literally broadcasted K, and that's the one word I won't say here, Joe Biden. There is nothing more idiotic to do than that. Of all the things that I saw this weekend, that was just so dumb. And I even text Carl and I said, look, dude, I know you probably weren't aware that this would go down on your broadcast, but you got to remove it and remove it straight away. You're crossing a line here, and you can't say that, oh, I was just joking about harming a sitting president. Then every lunatic would say the same thing. You have to steer clear of all of that. Now, I get it. I guess what they were trying to do is that Kevin Guy was probably going to broadcast the show live, and they wanted to affect his channel. I get that. But there are plenty of ways to do it without committing a felony and without threatening the president of the United States. And you better believe that they take every single threat seriously, especially one that's explicit like that. There's no doubt in your mind what you're telling your audience to do. It is ludicrous and idiotic to ever even think that that would be funny. Now, in a comedic world, I get it, but you cannot do that in the real world here. There are lunatics out there. Did you take a look at that audience? Now, I love the Dabbleverse audience, but there was about 40 people there. And my God, the average weight had to be about 250 pounds. And that's just for the women. The men were probably about 300, 315 pounds. Now, that's okay. But my God, man, you cannot ever broadcast something like that, even if it is to an audience of 40 drunks like that. You can't do it because you put it out on the internet now, and it's there forever. And it's just idiotic. And I told Carl this, look, I don't think you knew about this. Now, maybe he did. I don't know. But somebody had to make that decision, and someone has to go. Whoever made that concerted effort and decision to put that out there is just absolutely dumb. Now, I don't think my good buddy Philip J. Russo had anything to do with it. Even he's smart enough not to do that. He knows you can't do that. So then who does it rely upon? Who does the fault come to? Well, who organized that? I don't know if it was Shuley. I don't know if it was Carl. I don't know if it was Moonhead. But somebody's in trouble. Somebody allowed that to go out on the airwaves, and I cannot believe that it's still there today. They haven't edited that part out. It was so disruptive because for me, I'm trying to record it because I had no other way to download the thing. I didn't realize that awesome channel Doom was going to rip it all and post it all. But now that they have, I guess I didn't need to do that. But it was just annoying to watch. So I'm watching Bob, and then they did it a few times. It was so dumb, so immature, just so amateur. We get it. You want to get Kevin, but do something else. I mean, the better way is to play something that's copyrighted for YouTube. There are plenty of things. I mean, you could put a movie in there. Movies are the best things. Movies are music. But to put a threat out to the president, and for some reason you guys think it's smart to say kill Nick, is that like offensive to you? Is that something that you think YouTube's going to block? And where's your mindset when you're thinking like that? Is that what you really feel? If you knew that they were doing this during your performance. But guys, you finally have a superstar on the stage. People are paying sometimes twice to watch you. Why would you spike the audio with illegal threats against black people and the president? So dumb. Now, this is from the channel Doom, and they put in brace yourself, and we obviously edit out the illegal content that they used. And again, guys, if you still have that video up there with the illegal threats to the U.S. president, take it down. I mean, edit the part out. You did what you did with it. Now you already affected Kevin, I guess, but now's the time to get rid of it.
What's your name?
Will. John loves Joe Biden. Kill Joe Biden. John hates kill. John loves snipe.
We are all ugly, right? Is there anybody?
And there it is. I mean, they really did do that. And it wasn't just once. See, I only heard it once because I was recording it from a different room. So then I just stopped recording because I didn't know if they were going to do it again. I figured that would be it. But apparently they did it more than once.
We got who? We got KB. You got KB? Oh, okay. Let me.
Okay, so this is big. So you heard someone there. It sounds like the Dudes pair. And they said, we got KB. Like, these guys are so proud. They got KB. I guess that's that Kevin guy. I don't know what their theory was because the people in the audience had no clue, and those of us that paid had to deal with this bullshit. And unless anyone think that they're going to get away with threatening a U.S. president and no one talking to them. Now, I don't know who did it. Now, I don't know if the person that did it is a real Republican. I don't know why they would do it multiple times. I don't know why they're broadcasting to harm a sitting U.S. president. But it is just absolutely dumb for them to do.
Let me tell you what happened. We knew if you put KB's boyfriend on stage, the guy that used to fuck him good, the guy he can't resist, he was going to be streaming this live. He got porn bombed live. You are not made for this crowd. You are not. You still have to go.
John loves sniping Joe Biden. Kill Joe Biden. John hates. Kill. John loves sniping.
One drunk person with no life made us all happy.
Now, you saw Bob there. Apparently, Bob and that guy Kevin have an issue financially. And clearly, Bob from Staten Island can never let any type of grudge go. They say your ego before the fall. Ego before the fall. Was it Bob Levy that told him to use an illegal threat against a U.S. president in order to get back someone who he claims owes him $5,000? I don't know. I don't know if Bob knew exactly what was in this quote-unquote porn bomb, but it was dumb. No one got kicked off because of it. And all this doing is allowing now everyone there that knew about this subject themselves to scrutiny by the Secret Service. The Secret Service is in charge of any type of investigation relating to any type of threat against a sitting U.S. president or a former U.S. president. You better hope no one amongst that group is in a right-wing thing like a Tea Party or something like that, because then they're going to really come down hard. And why would you do it 6 or 7 times? Besides the show, Bob, and not being effective, it doesn't affect anyone's channel. I don't even know if you have the copyright for that. Meaning, did you have the copyright for the porn bomb? Because that was used on John Edward Melinda's channel. Now, just because you're broadcasting quote unquote behind a paywall doesn't give you the right to charge people to view something that you don't have the rights to. All right, so here we have the Dudes pair coming on, and he's going to do his roast, I believe.
Tapes.
God damn, look at this crowd. Let me see here. You got about 40 people there. Bad hair job there at right in the middle. I don't recognize anyone so far.
All right, Bob Levy, ladies and gentlemen. Bob Levy. The man beats his dick like a Minnesota YouTuber beats his wife.
Rule number 1 in public speaking, do not read. As you see here, continually, the Dude pair has to look down. When you look down, you lose your connection to the audience. And don't tell me this is a roast. We have to write things. If you prepare hard enough, you don't need any notes whatsoever. None whatsoever. But you have to work. You have to put in the time before you go up and perform. This is what you're seeing is an amateur performance. At best, an amateur performance. First thing you will ever know for the rest of your life, if you see someone come up and speak to you in public and they start to read, you know you're dealing with an amateur. They didn't put in the time. They don't give a shit. They don't give a shit about their performance whatsoever, because this is rule number 1 in public speaking. Now, we know that the Dudes pair wanted back in the day to be a stand-up comedian, which involves speaking in public. So you have to deal with the rules of speaking in public. They're there for a reason.
Here to do a little dumpster diving.
How many times are you going to look down? Now, I know this is a small little audience. Little in terms of numbers, not in terms of their size. But you can't keep looking down if you want to do this professionally. And technically you are doing it professionally because you're charging these drunks money to be there. Take the time to put in the effort to learn your material. You can do it. Many people have done it. The greats have done it. Stop looking down. Stop reading. That's a crutch. You do not need notes if you prepared properly.
I'll tell you this. How about a guy?
Look at this. He's supposed to be the head of the Dabbleverse or close to it. How bizarre is the Dabbleverse? It's exactly why you don't read when you're in public. That goes for John's kids giving a wedding speech. And that especially goes for people that are charging drunks to watch them. Prepare until you can't do it anymore. And I'm not saying go out and memorize. I am saying know your material. Look at the audience when you're speaking. This is fundamental. And do not read. Oh, check this out. Missy B was so bored, she was doing origami with her napkin. Sorry, the little napkin that comes off a straw. Watch how bored she is. Now, this is not edited except for we're zooming in on what she's doing. And I was actually more curious as to what she was making compared to what the newspaper was trying to read off as little notes.
The woman in the front row. Oh, that's just Woody laughing. I'm sorry.
See, she's got a good fold there with her napkin from the straw. She flattened it out nicely. Then the common half fold, which is nice.
Mike Morse equals queer. Thank you. That's the only joke I have.
And I apologize that we didn't take out the deuce pairs thing in the back, but I was so curious as to what she was making with the straw napkin. Whatever that is, that little wrapper from the straw. Because it's hard to do when you have such a small little material to work with. But as bored as she was, at least she was able to entertain herself.
There.
And think about how bored you must be. You have a puppet, a funny puppet next to her, moving to whatever the deuce pair was trying to say. But again, this is why the deuce pair and everyone else, not just him, can't come up and read material. If you make eye contact with someone who is so bored that she's wearing sunglasses and doing origami with her portion of her straw, the wrapper of the straw, then she wouldn't do it if you looked at her.
Best-selling author, Anthony Cumia.
I'm so pissed because the deuce pair had to mention Anthony. Now, Missy's a professional, and so is Anthony. They know when they hear their name, they know how to react to make the audience think that they're nice people. And I like that about them. But now we're never going to figure out what she was making with that wrapper.